happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Princess the Bear, today we're hanging in Walt Disney World to show you all the trees all across this magical kingdom to share the holiday magic with you.
Our biggest crawl ever.
Yes, because remember, if you guys don't have family, we're your family now. And as your number one choice in foodie infotainment, we're going to show you trees and all the things. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I'm still in the sleigh.
Time to foodie and chill.
Magic Kingdom.
We love a good Magic Kingdom tree.
Yes.
It never changes though.
But the nutcrackers are classic. The presents around the tree. The best castle in all the United States.
Rude.
I don't make the rules. Look how pretty it is. Look how majestic it is. It's like, I'm here. I'm here to slay on Christmas Eve. Most grand lobby in all of Walt Disney World.
And it's the anniversary of this gingerbread house.
With these little miniatures all around, decorated, all for Christmas. It's the most crowded lobby in all of Walt Disney World during the holidays.
But it's so beautiful.
This is the vegan gluten-free Gingersnap cookie. It definitely snaps when you take apart the cookie. It's very gingery, it's very dry. It 1000% needs tea or some other like hot liquid to go with it, maybe like a hot apple cider or something. This is terrible by itself. Do not eat this by itself. It's like a 2 out of 5 cookies. This is like invoking the Sahara Desert in your mouth.
So, another year, another plant-based, ginger-adjacent snack. Historically, these have been a mixed bag. So I already know somewhat along the lines of what we're in for, but we always come try out the new ones every year to make sure some improvement. This is a ginger snap cookie. I love ginger snaps, and most ginger snaps I probably wouldn't eat dry. Maybe with some oat milk, almond milk. Either way, we're in for it. 100% with no notes, that's a ginger snap cookie. It is a bit on the gritty side, doesn't hold together well. I usually like my ginger snaps to be more hard and crisp because I like to dunk them in plant milk. And that gives me like the perfect consistency and flavor. I feel like if I drop this in plant milk, it would disintegrate like a Terminator in molten metal sort of deal. And not in the fun thumbs up kind of way. I give it 3 out of 5 claws. It has potential, but I still feel like it's missing something on the execution side.
This is one of the biggest trees, and it goes after the 12 days of Christmas.
Yes, all hidden around this is a bunch of birds that your partner gave you, far too many.
And it's fun to go look for them all. We always have the hardest time finding the partridge in the pear tree.
I suggest if you want to avoid the crowds, view the tree from the second floor.
Or go really late at night.
Yeah, there's another one. After dinner. Go to Citrus Coast, then go here. It's a brownie pop, not a lightsaber, but I can dream, can't I? So, a brownie pop. Brownie on a stick with M&Ms on one side and decorated presents on the other. Interesting. It's definitely a brownie on a stick. Light and airy though, not like a super dense brownie, which I prefer. I don't want a brownie that feels like half a step away from fudge. I want a brownie to be light and fluffy, and that somehow manages that while also being on a stick. The M&Ms are a nice touch, texture-wise. I thought they'd be a little bit weird, but somehow it just kind of works. Me not being the dessert aficionado, that's one I can actually approve of. I would give it 4.25 out of 5 claws. So here we have the Grand Holiday Bar. This is supposed to be the one specifically hotel-themed item they have this year. It is just chocolate, I don't know if that's supposed to be the Land Floridian symbol. It does not look like it. I guess maybe that could be some sort of weird G and an F overlap in cursive. But it's 38% milk chocolate. I know that because the box told me so. It's a bar of 38% milk chocolate. Nothing else holiday, it's just chocolate. No sprinkles, no warm nougaty center. It's just chocolate bar. It's given what it gets. 2.75 out of 5 spots.
Polynesian Villas Resort.
It's time for Christmas on the islands.
And you wouldn't think that it would look different at night and day, but it definitely does.
I prefer the night because you get the volcano at the very top of the tree looking all pretty and bright.
I think it's pretty any time of day. And I love the little turtles on there.
Yes, it's very much given islands. I feel like it deserves a bigger tree though.
I agree. The Island Tower just opened on December 17th and is the latest addition to the beautiful tree crawl. We're so excited to have it on our crawl now.
It's easily the most beautiful tree we've seen added in a long time. You have like manta ray decorations in here and pieces of like coral. And then like it's got the most beautiful base on any tree we've ever seen at Walt Disney World.
And everything is made from recycled or pieces from the ocean, fish nets, things like that. So it's cool to have that.
Contemporary resort tree. This tree is looking more like tree of days past at this point.
It doesn't really change in design, but it has had a few glow ups over the years. It's really beautiful to watch the sunset over this tree.
It's definitely a bright spot. It's just not the most dense decorated tree. It's just mostly lights.
And that's okay. It's fun to take pictures and just kind of enjoy. We love this gingerbread house too. I think this is one of my favorite ones that they've done for a very long time.
Yeah, every year the gingerbread house changes a different theme. This year you can see like the Starry Nights and the icicled out castle. Like this thing is a beauty, the capital T. One of the best parts of all the trees or the gingerbread house at Walt Disney World is finding all the hidden Mickeys. Like that's an adventure in and of itself.
Here from the Gingerbread Castle. We're gonna do houses here. At Gran Floridian, not Gran Floridian, where are we at? Contemporary?
Yes.
Yeah, one of those resorts.
Contemporary.
The less stuffy resort.
You deluxe man.
I said what I said. This layered pistachio cake with its little like layers of snowflakes and a little snowflake decoration on top. It's looking light. It's looking fluffy. I like the color gradient. Very Christmas and of the holidays. It's cherry and pistachio. I'm not a cherry person, really, but that actually goes rather well. Like the nuttiness of the pistachio with the cherry. It's light, it's airy. I would take this over most of the other super sweet desserts. You may love this. 3.75 out of 5 plus.
More of the contemporary.
You get 2 lobbies really at the contemporary, little decorations you get. You gotta really explore this hotel. Like it's like a tree scavenger hunt.
And then if you walk through the breezeway, you can go to the tower and you get like another themed tree that has some of the same decor as the main building, but a little bit different.
A little elevated for DVC. Reeks of money.
Wilderness Lodge, the Bear Hotel.
Yes, I love the inspiration for this tree, the bears, the moose, the deer, everything hidden in this tree. It just speaks to the outdoors and the wilderness, given very much Pacific Northwest.
This is one of my top 3 favorite trees in all of Walt Disney World. When we do the tree tour, this is like in my must do. I can't wait to go here. I hope we can go multiple times type tree.
I would definitely take most of the ornaments off this tree and decorate like a 2nd or 3rd tree in our house with just the ornaments from here. I really wish Disney would sell some of these things to buy because I'd go broke.
And everything is just themed so perfectly. I do miss the log cabin gingerbread house they used to have here. We lament over it so much.
Disney's Wilderness Lodge doing it up with a dark chocolate totem bar. You have like the totem that you have downstairs near the Wilderness Lodge shop, and then for some reason they just put a random Gingy on the back. It's almost like a chocolate bookmark. Like the princess said, there is milk in here, so even though it says dark chocolate, there is some milk involved in its creation. Oh, it's not just a Gingy on the back side, it's also a random candy cane. So totem on one side, candy cane and Gingy on the other. You pick your decoration, and it's already sticky and chocolatey. Nice chocolatey bar. Dark chocolate is very misleading in the name, because if you just read the name and assumed, you would end up consuming some milk there. Me being lactose intolerant, I can handle the kind of milk that's in the milk chocolate. But if say you were vegan or otherwise, always read the label on Disney prepackaged food. They always have the ingredients on it, and sometimes those things might not be labeled right. I know that it's a hassle, but even Disney is not perfect. It's a good chocolate bar. I've got no notes. 4 out of 5 claws.
Love all the animals here at Wilderness Lodge and how they're all incorporated in all these different trees.
Forest creature representation at its peak.
And then, of course, they're going to have your little treat stand. And then we don't usually go into these DVC buildings, but we decided to this year. And I'm so glad that we did, because the theme kind of goes with and is a little bit different than the main trees.
It's got some of the same elements. And while you're over here, you can visit Walt's Train Museum that's also in this DVC tower. See a little Christmas train combined with Christmas tree.
And a little scavenger hunt. Then you can take the boat over the Fort Wilderness and you can enjoy some of these amazing things.
This is the vegetable sandwich. It's a little bit different than some of the other vegetable sandwiches that we've had in the past here at Walt Disney World. I'm really interested to see what this tastes like. This is the last one in the fridge, so I'm also scared of it. I really like the multi-grain bread. I think the red pepper hummus in there is really like flavorful and prominent. I like that a lot. The veggies are a little soggy and it kind of brings down the sandwich overall, and I kind of wish there was a little bit extra in there. But for a sandwich on its own, especially compared to what we had in the past, this is pretty amazing. I would give it a 3.75 out of 5 sandwiches. It's not my favorite sandwich, but I would definitely take this over some of the other vegetable sandwiches that I've had here in the past.
It really has been a very interesting reimagining of Trails and the flip-flop between Crockett's Tavern being Crockett's Tavern coming to a place you get that has an actual menu, to Trails Inn becoming like a unique looking grab and go. They do have a lot of unique options. This roasted vegetable sandwich being one of them. The one downside, obviously, about getting something grab and go that's plant-based is that they don't have the volume of rotation the other things go, because they don't sell as many. So you should be very, very choosy about the ones that you see in the fridge. Do not be afraid to pick through them. This is your vacation. Get the right food. It's your Disney dollars. Spend them correctly, okay? Now, we got to review these things, so we don't usually get to be as picky, but your money, I suggest that you do. Multi-grain bread, zucchini, squash, it's like some onions, some spinach in here, and hummus. Interesting. It tastes like health food, but in a good way. In a good way. I like that the hummus is there, but they don't overload it. They could have easily tried to cover up the sandwich, which is, you see a lot when they make plant-based things. They overcompensate with certain ingredients to sort of feel like they have to make up for something. Balance in something like this is very important. There's just enough hummus to get the flavor, but not so much where it overpowers everything else. So I still get the roasted veggies, still get the bread. It's good. It's a bit soggy, again, because it's probably been sitting there all day. But if you get one fresh, this has potential. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 claws.
Though this is not listed on the Disney holiday food option, I would like to include this because it is tasty and it is chocolatey and it is holiday-y. It is vegan and gluten-free and available at Trails End at Disney's Fort Wilderness Campgrounds. This is the type of dessert where, like, you shouldn't get one to share with everybody. Everybody needs their own because it is so good, it is so rich, it is so tasty, so delicious. Like, this is what the holidays embodies, just like comfort and joy. Tidings of comfort and joy. It is a 5 out of 5. It is a Princess Cities item. I think if you're going to do a dessert around Disney World, and especially if you're here at Fort Wilderness, get something that does this to your fork, because this is the way.
So what the princess did leave after she Godzilla smashed this is a chocolate cream pie. Vegan chocolate cream pie, which is an important distinction there. Got some layers in there of the chocolate and cream, a little bit of crust in there. Look at that. Chocolatey, sandwiched goodness. If you were to ask me, is this actually chocolate cream pie? Chocolate, pie crust bottom, cream pie top. That's a chocolate cream pie. You do get a little bit of sort of like that super rich dark chocolate with like that sharpness at the end, but there's no milk in the chocolate. Well, honestly, it doesn't really detract it. There's enough of the cream and the crust to add and sort of take away from that sharpness, so it balances out well. If you're willing to make some treks, with your little feet, grab on a boat, there are delights and delicacies to be found all around Disney World. This is really going to be one of those hidden gems from the 5 out of 5 clause. It's on the Bear Necessities list. If you are in the area, it might be worth a trip.
This tree has all these elements that are like true to the wilderness campground. You have the wagon wheels and like boots to represent like Hootie. It's very well themed, but very small considering the size of this resort. This tree could be a monster tree if they wanted it to be.
But I do like it when it's daytime or nighttime.
EPCOT refuses to be outdone as the one true festival park. They do holidays all around the park, from the main tree to the decorations around World Showcase. This is the park for the holidays.
Make sure you check out our EPCOT Festival of the Holidays playlist so you can see all of the options that we tried throughout the holidays and through the new year.
Yes. Each country around World Showcase has its own unique tree and holiday traditions. And there's also different things you can check out as far as like their traditions and their different decorations.
The Yacht Club Resort tree is one of our favorite trees in probably our top 5, I would say.
Yes, chart of fortune goes check out this tree for the little miniature boats and the compasses. Everything is very yacht themed for this tree, just like the resort.
We love the little schooners.
It's a sailboat, overshadowed by the like absolutely ridiculous train display that sits in this lobby. But like, you really have to take the time to appreciate the detail of its trees and the reefs that sit around here. As a child of train sets, I could watch this thing circle this display for hours. And if you like really look in close, like each of the buildings on here is themed to somewhere along the beach club and the boardwalk, different restaurants and like the beaches and cream shop. And there's little like touches and hidden like details that you just have to see.
Some parts of it change every year and some of it stay the same, so the restaurants do, but then there's other themes that change. And this is another DVC hotel tree at the beach club.
A little off the beaten path, but still worth checking out. Got a lot of little birds and other touches hidden in here. The colors are very like reef and coral-like.
Which we like. It's different. And then you go out into like the area right in between the lobby and then the DVC area, and then you get this food area.
A nice cup of the hot cocoa. We love the cocoa, especially when it's spiked. This time with pepper-rich schnapps. They also have the option of Baileys. But there's already milk in this. And I didn't want to push my bear superpower too far. So just peppermint and hot chocolate. It smells like very milky. Oh, that's good. That's good. It helps it's actually cold outside in Florida, which, you know, never happens. And I say cold, it's like 68 degrees outside, which is basically freezing in Florida temperatures. But this is a good walk around drink. I only hate that, like, when you order a hot chocolate, the hot chocolate's like $4.50, four and some change. You get like a regular sized coffee cup. But when you order it with spiked, you get this tiny little thing. I feel ripped. Either way, it's a good drink, and I actually quite like this. Maybe vegan at home? Yeah, I'll think about it. 4 out of 5 please.
Beach Club proper trees are so small, I honestly feel like they just shouldn't even be there.
I think they're still pretty though, and they still add value to the lobby.
My cookie came with the bow. Now the bow is part of the hat because the hat stays on. Linzer cookie, because there is a Linzer cookie on the cookie stroll and EPCOT Festival Holidays. Go check those videos out. But we did not get that Linzer cookie, and I felt that was a miss. The only reason we didn't get the Linzer, because it was actually on the list, was because the line was ridiculously long. Now, clearly you can get one that's huge and massive here, that's Mickey shaped, in the resorts. So why wait in an EPCOT line? You can just wait in a resort line. While I may not be the cake and dessert aficionado of the princesses, it's one thing that I would subscribe to is a delicious cookie. A lot of the cookies they had in the cookie stroll were meh to terrible. This cookie is the perfect amount of moist while still like not falling apart when you pick it up, and then that jam in the middle is my jam. That is a tasty cookie, and probably my most favorite cookie I've had thus far this holiday. Give this a 4.75 out of 5 claws. I am tempted to eat this whole thing, but there are other things to eat, and I'm probably going to save this for one of our friends.
This is the real Disney hidden secret, the one that everybody wants to see every year, the Gingerbread Carousel.
And it changes every year, even though it's still a carousel every year, so we love to see the theme. This year, it's the Christmas Carol.
Yes, so you have gingerbread of Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future. I'm not gonna lie, we definitely slept on the Dolphin resorts. They do Christmas right.
We absolutely loved going to the Dolphin here, and this was the perfect way to start our adventure around the Swolphin area because they have so many different like delights.
Yeah, it's definitely more simple tree, but like it's got like a light display going on that even connects the hotels.
And it's Santa's favorite.
Yes, they have a whole beach themed Santa display, compete with like his own Santa meet and greet and little picture areas.
We love the whole vibe.
This is the mistletoe cocktail, and I'm so excited that we're getting it in a mini blinky cup. Eat your heart out, Universal. Who knew that the Swolphin would be so festive? This drink is very mild. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 mistletoes. It's nice and holiday, but it's mild. There's not a lot of flavors going on. It's just really pretty.
Who knew that Swolphin was going to be so vibey for the holidays? It's given very much Floridian holiday, and they're going all in, from the swans in the pool to the little photo ops. You have Santa chilling in his like beach gear. Like, maybe it's time for us to contact Marriott. Marriott? It's Marriott, right? Hang out with them for the holidays.
Thank you so much.
You know? It feels like the holidays. It gets me in the spirit. It's no Giraffe, but it gets me in the spirit. And yes, I am letting the princess keep the cup, okay? I got a whole spiel about it from both the princess and the bartender. She's keeping the cup. I even let her get a second one, okay? She got 2. Taking home 2. I give this 4 out of 5 claws, strictly based on vibes alone. Because the princess obviously wears the pants on this channel, I got the Mrs. Claus. It's a gin, prosecco, cranberry juices, lime juice, I believe, but gin and prosecco. That sounds like an adventure. Woo! Tart and bubbly. I kind of like it, but it's sharp. You can definitely taste the alcohol in that one. I can see why Mrs. Claus is always so bubbly. Also, 4 out of 5 claws. Drink in your holidays. Your relatives will thank you.
The Swan.
This whole setup surprises is they have like a whole chocolate display. Not gingerbread, chocolate.
Apparently it's like one of the U.S.'s largest chocolate displays.
I mean, I believe with this tree and the train, you have the
This
nutcracker.
whole Santa.
All chocolate.
And then some pretty trees.
Yeah, flanking this like a super unique lobby where it's basically like a Christmas table.
And it's so gorgeous. I would totally dine in this table, like if this was a real thing.
Don't give her any ideas. But this is a massive table.
And a beautiful outside. I love how the bows are different color. Then we have the Reserve, which we added last year.
Yes, we did. Not to be outdone, they have a tree in the bar.
And the tree is the same as it was previous years, so there's that.
But hey, decoration is a decoration is a decoration.
This is true. Now the Boardwalk Inn.
Yes, this tree is representing the boardwalk from trains and the whole like New England boardwalk vibe. It nails it, I think. Gets some like kitschy, chachi sort of vibe.
It's very New Jersey, I think.
But it's definitely like sort of like boxed in and complemented by like the boardwalk itself in the background.
Like it better at night than during the day.
The shingle has been subjected to shrinkflation, which is something I never expected, but here we are. And then Bear mentioned that it looked like a tombstone, which just makes me think about the finale of Yellowstone. Bloop. Definitely not as dry as the cookie from the Gran Floridian, but still gingerbready, more moist than Jollywood Ollie droppings, but yeah, I guess as far as plant-based gingerbread goes, this is probably the best. The only place I would say has better gingerbread than this is Erin McKenna's, but I feel like that's cheating a little bit. Go watch that Disney Springs foodie crawl and you can see the Erin McKenna's magic. I will give this shingle a 2.5 out of 5 vegan cookies.
Shimmy on down the chimney for this plant-based gingerbread shingle. But either way, we tried this last year. We had some results. Trying it again this year because we're here to give you guys the results, because we wouldn't expect you to come and watch us film Christmas trees for 3 or so weeks and not at least give you some food to entertain you, right? Much like the holiday with your families, it started off good. And then somewhere throughout that bite, it just took a wrong turn. Like a wrong turn. Dry and gritty. It really just needs a dipping. Like, even if you couldn't give us a plant-based chocolate, just some dark chocolate or something to dip it in would be like the piece de resistance. Otherwise, it's just a plant-based gingerbread right now. Luckily, it doesn't have any sort of like plant-based or other nature, but your mouth is going to reek of gingerbread for quite some time. I feel like I just ate an entire pack of Big Red gum. I would give it 4 out of 5 claws. Here you go, a nicely decorated holiday themed Mickey and Minnie sugar cookie. Nice thick layer of the cookie on there. This is probably the smallest Mickey cookie I've seen in quite some time. I was expecting the normal hand-sized ones like you got, like the Lindsner cookie. This thing, apparently, maybe just wants to be pocket-sized. It's okay, but it's not the usual softness that I expect from sugar cookies. I was raised on those like generic public sugar cookies with like the soft cookie and like the nice smooth icing. The cookie is soft, the icing is not. But it's a passable cookie. I would give it 2.75 out of 5 stars.
The indoor boardwalk tree is so cute. I really like it.
It's definitely given to me a sort of like ugly Christmas ornament sort of competition, but it's got a sort of family tradition vibe to it.
I love the little popcorn pieces. That's really like my favorite part to the tree because, like you said, family tradition. Yes.
It's definitely given like the family made these and sort of hung them in here for everybody to see. It's definitely more unique in that regard.
And I love the smell of this lobby. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's rimming with both the Christmas spirit and then the big gingerbread house that's in here as well.
Here we have this gingerbread loaf, a little loaf in a box. What's in the box? It's gingerbread loaf. Instead of lumps of coal this year, every person that does not give this video at least one like or a comment is getting one of these thrown at them. I'm kidding. I don't even know where most of you live. But if I did, I don't have silverware, so we're just gonna bare pinch this. Is this a gingerbread loaf? Yes. But it feels miniature in comparison to similar like banana and nut loaves we've gotten at Caribbean Beach Resort before. It's an okay loaf. It's moist. It's not dry. It's probably the least dry thing I've eaten thus far these holidays. My only gripe, and of course, you know, we review food, so there are going to be some gripes in this video, is you do know, Disney, that there are other flavors for the holidays besides chocolate, cinnamon, and gingerbread. Branch out a little bit, you know, cranberry, get you some actual icing that doesn't taste like chalk. Banana's fine, you know. Spiced apple without Fireball. You can broaden your horizons. You have the whole of this amazing culinary team. Quit letting them make bad things. They're great people. We know a lot of them. And they deserve a raise for Christmas. Be nice. I would give that 3.5 out of 5 claws.
The Boardwalk Gingerbread House. It changes every year, but it looks amazing every time.
It absolutely stuns with the details. The Minnie and Mickey Bakery, the cuckoo clock that hits on the hour every hour. Like, this is a special gingerbread house.
And last year it had the bakery. Now we just have the deli.
It's definitely one that you need to come see.
Studios.
And Hollywood Studios, along with Jollywood, is all about the lights this year, from decorations around Gertie to the traditional tree in the middle of the lake. This is all about Hollywood lights.
Be sure to check out our Jollywood foodie crawl and our drink video for this year, and we'll probably go every year.
New traditions all around.
Now the Pop Century Resort, we went there by Skyliner.
And it's definitely popping off this year. It's the same decorations as years past, which is something special about the different decades represented in this tree, like the floppy disk, if anybody still knows what those are. Like, I have a connection to this tree for some reason.
Well, we love all of the little like tidbits and things. It's like little nostalgia vibes in every little ornament.
It's really full of the member berries.
It really is. And I think that's why we love it so much.
It's easy to spend lots of time staring into this tree.
Disney's Art of Animation Hotel also has one of my favorite trees. It is so small compared to how it was in the past.
Yes, I feel like this is shrinkflation at its worst, because this tree really could shine with different animation and things to be in here. The tree hasn't really changed, but like it could really be a special tree.
But you still get to see all the autographs of the chandelier around the tree, which is really nice from the characters. And I like the rainbow. Now we're at the Caribbean Beach Resort.
This is my Christmas on the islands. From the parrots to the pineapples, it just feels like home, even though I'm not from the Caribbean.
Everything at this resort is our favorite, from the atmosphere, music, to the decorations, to the food. We absolutely love Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort.
Yeah, this is definitely a different pop of color as far as trees go. It's definitely very much the vibe of the resort itself, while still feeling very much like Christmas.
And they do little dance parties in the morning and the afternoon. You gotta go check it out and just enjoy the vibes of the Caribbean.
Christmas on the islands.
Disney's Riviera Resort.
This is the most avant-garde tree of trees, with plenty of gold and pretty of like glam to represent the Riviera. This is the tree.
It opened December 2019, and this tree has been the same ever since this hotel opened.
It feels very DVC resort tree.
Definitely. Animal Kingdom.
This tree is filled with culture and history, from like the handmade looking Christmas ornaments to like the different Lion King things hidden here. You got some Jungle Book things in here.
Make sure you check out our holiday foodie crawl, because we go into more depth in Animal Kingdom besides the tree, but we highly recommend checking it out not only during the day but at night, because it is so beautiful no matter when you see this tree.
Yeah, this tree definitely is representative of how beautiful Animal Kingdom can look at night. It's a sight to behold.
Kingdom Lodge Jambo House.
Jambo, everybody, to this house of houses.
With a really awesome bar.
This is how I truly know that Christmas time is finally here. It's not Jollywood Nights. It's not Vicky's Very Merry Christmas Party. It's not the snow falling all across Walt Disney World. It's not the tree trail at Disney Springs. None of those things. It's not even the drop in temperatures that Florida oddly experiences sometimes for a week, sometimes for a month, sometimes for two, if we're very unlucky. It's when the Gingeraffe, the great mystical Gingeraffe, appears at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Here at Jambo House. Get a little Christmas wreath, a little tall, beautiful gingerbread neck. This is my boy. This is what I look forward to all year. I don't care about the trees. I don't care about the presents. I do sometimes care about the trees. But I care about this here Gingeraffe. This is my entire aesthetic, if I ever had one. So there's no ears to eat, so I'm gonna start with his head. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that is the most delicate, moist, flavorful gingerbread shaped thing that I've ever had in my life, because I would be lying to you. It is dry, okay? Biting off the head was biting off more than I could chew. Literally, because I almost choked myself because we didn't bring water, left it in the car. But it's gingerbread. It's about the same consistency of every gingerbread we've ever had here across Walt Disney World. It's the same as the gingerbread shingle from EPCOT in the Communicore Hall booth. That was dry. The gingerbread that I've ever gotten has been dry. They're all dry. Okay, you get it for the feeling. You get it for the emotion. Okay, some foods are not logic attached. For me, this is a Gingeraffe. Even if I know the Gingeraffe is going to be a dry, horrible mess, I don't feel right until I have made it my own. This year I've done that. As far as judging it based on flavor, it's a 2.5 out of 5 claws. Unless you really, really like tasting gingerbread or you just really want a Gingeraffe, I can't recommend you get it. Me, I feel satisfied. Am I going to eat the rest? Time will tell.
This was my favorite drink last year when we did this crawl, so I'm so excited that the fruitcake mule has returned and in a bigger cup this time. Cheers to you guys, the community. We appreciate all of you. goodness. This bartender poured heavy. Wow. This is going to knock me off my feet for a little bit. It's definitely fruit cakey. I will give it a 4 out of 5 fruitcakes. This is a lot of Uncle Nearest.
If it's one thing my people will do, it's play the drums during a holiday. Which holiday? It absolutely 100% doesn't matter. If we're celebrating something, there's going to be drums involved. And that's on period. Uncle Nearest Holiday Fruitcake Mule. I'm kind of excited for this one because I believe last year the cocktail was pre-made and they weren't great. And it was like this big. This year, full cup of letting the bartenders do what they do best, create magic. Because the bartenders are the real magic here at Walt Disney World. That boy could light a fire. Bonfire, Christmas fire in my soul, where it should start. It is a strong mule, but mules should kick. Okay? They should kick. I don't drink a mule because I want a copper cup. I drink a mule because I want a proper cup of whiskey in a proper coffee cup. Coffee? One day I'll get that right. Copper cup. To 4 out of 5 claws, I want more of these stacked.
This is one of my favorite trees at Disney World.
It's the detail and the like culturally represented, like handmade nature of the things in this tree just are nothing but vibes.
I just love every little piece of it, and it's so large. It's like the same size as Wilderness Lodge, so it's like an Animal Kingdom version of the Wilderness Lodge.
I did this to myself, you know? They have another holiday drink up there, which is a martini, but it's got rum chata in it, and rum chata has dairy, and that might end me. So no holiday martini for me. The only other alcohol-based cocktail they offered was a apple cider drink with Fireball. Now, if I'd been smart or even halfway intelligent Disney adult, I might have asked the bartender if he could sub some other alcohol for Fireball, because Fireball is disgusting. Okay, it's effective, but it's disgusting.
And not vegan.
And not vegan, so not for the princess. In this case, I envy her. The only thing worse than Fireball is hot Fireball. And this is hot apple cider with Fireball poured into it. It just smells like a bad time. But in this channel, we commit to our mistakes. It tastes exactly how you would imagine. Which is, oh my god, like warm cough syrup with a little bit of apple cider. I'm gonna drink it because I don't abuse alcohol here, but if you don't like something, okay, that your bartender's offering in a beverage, especially if they're making the cocktail, please ask for something else. Don't be like me. The 2 out of 5 claws.
I have to represent for my boy the Giraffe. I love this display.
I love how they add a new animal every year. It started with the giraffe, and then they added the zebra, and now this year we have the flamingo, which is so pretty.
It's literally just like the Animal Kingdom, but like in the lobby, made of gingerbread, and I love it. It's really, I can't wait to see what they add in coming years, and like the Gingeraffe needs more friends. He looks lonely.
100%. Now we go over to Kidani Village, which there's another really large tree, but I don't really think it's as themed per se as Jambo House.
I love this tree though. Like, this is another tree where I would take every one of these ornaments and put them on a tree, from like the little straw stick Santa to like the little Mickey straw huts.
Yeah, I love those huts.
This is a beautiful tree at night, especially like you go out on the patio and look at the animals. You can look back and see the tree in the window. Like, this is my Christmas.
It's definitely one of those trees that's pretty during the day and at night. And if we had more time to film this video, we would try and get it the view for you both times.
But it's definitely worth checking out from all the ornaments, decorations. This feels like culture.
And each tree is so different in this hotel. It's not just the main trees. Now we're off to the All-Stars, starting with the Sports Resort.
Coming out swinging with the different balls in the tree. You have all the sports represented. If you want your balls hanging right, this is the tree you're going to be hanging them from. From spotted balls to orange balls to pigskin balls. It's a tree of balls. I didn't make it this way. This tree came this way, okay? Touch your balls, hang them on your tree. Have a good and jolly night.
Go sports ball.
Foosball for everybody.
The reefs represent the balls too. Now we have the all-star music.
I feel like they could go a little bit harder on the instruments here. It's a very cute tree.
It's like the artistic instrument, not like actual instrument, and this tree has not changed. I think this is one of the more boring trees.
You have like the gold instruments in here and a little touch of the music notes. I mean, it's cute. It's given like basic Fantasia.
I guess it's like the most basic. Now we're off to the All-Star Movies Resort. I like this tree.
I like this tree, but I feel like you could really like combine this tree with like art animation, and they're really not that different other than like the hand-drawn art in the tree.
Okay, that's fair. Well, because it's like the film strip.
Yeah, it's very lazy decoration. This is definitely lazier, but...
Now we're at the Coronado Springs Resort. This is the main lobby. This used to be where the big tree used to be. If you check out like our 2018 video, you'll still be able to see that tree. Now there's just these little trees here, and they're still pretty.
Lobby, it's always decorated to the T. Beautiful, giving those Spanish Christmas vibes. On the entryway of Destino Tower lobby, like this, they go hard for Christmas.
And they just want you to feel like comfort and joy.
This tree is so large, I feel like it should be bushing through that window there. It's a nice, like, Salvador Dali style.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go wild with it sort of tree.
Now we're going to head over to the Old Key West Resort. Remnants of the reefs of the past.
Yeah, this resort feels like the trees are like two completely different styles. Like, there's the new Old Key West and there's the old Key West. I prefer the old Key West.
Me too. This is the new that we're looking at right now, and just a little smaller, a little less weird, a little more like modern and like a chill vibe.
It feels like IKEA's version of an Old Key West tree.
Yeah, but then you have like the little tchotchkes, which kind of makes it a little more Key West of the trees.
This is too polished for Florida.
And then you come out here and you have like the theming stuff that was supposed to go with like the original tree.
Now this is Florida.
Yeah, this is more Key West.
This is very wild, very like side of the street art cart style. Like this is sort of like flamboyantness that I'm used to from the Keys.
Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter.
This is typically the resort we spend the most time in at Christmas because honestly we're not going to say no to beignets and jazz music.
100%.
But this is very much who dat as far as trees goes with like the masquerade balls and everything else. This feels very Mardi Gras ex-Christmas.
And we absolutely love that there's 4 trees and each tree has a different theme and design.
Fruitcake old fashioned that I ordered because it said fruitcake and Uncle Nearest, and I didn't look deep enough to realize it wasn't a mule. It's an old fashioned, so I commit to my mistakes. It's strong but tasty. It's a little heavy on the Uncle Nearest, which I'm not mad at. It is an old fashioned after all. I'm not mad at it. I would give it a 4 out of 5 old fashions.
I feel like Disney's trying to shove fruitcake down our throats this year, like the mini fruitcake leftovers that your relatives apparently left at your house for Thanksgiving and holiday dinners. None of my relatives ever made a fruitcake, nor has a fruitcake ever been left to me. So I suppose the only exposure I shall ever have to holiday fruitcake shall be in the alcoholic form. And somehow that feels right to me. It's an old-fashioned. I'm all on board, except for another Christmas tree in my drink. This time it's stuffed in my cherry. Ooh, doggy. I will say that most old fashions are not served this tall. And the amount of whiskey in this definitely is proportional to its size. It's got a kick, and I like it. I would give that 4.25 out of 5 claws. I would pick this over the shortcake mule.
What trip to Port Orleans is complete without beignets? And I got vegan beignets. Now they have a new sauce, which is why I wanted to include that in this video. Oh my god, hot. Burning my fingers hot. I'm just gonna take a little piece of beignet because oh my gosh, that burned my fingers. Alright. To chocolate sauce. That is almost as good as stuffing it with bay mousse from EPCOT Sunshine Seasons. That has a beautiful taste to it, beautiful kick to it. I love the chocolate. It's nice and dark and complete. I think adding a chocolate sauce to the beignets is the way to go. I would give it a 5 out of 5. It is a Princess Cities item. Get you some of these beignets.
Whew. Holiday is not complete without a helping of the beignets. They are hot and fresh and powdery, and at least the Princess can't sneeze powdered sugar all over me this time. I am going to thank the community because I'm going to blame you guys for the fact that there is now a vegan chocolate sauce, because these have gotten so popular. They expect us to come here for these now. It's a very dark and rich chocolate sauce. You can definitely tell that it's not like the milky chocolate that you get with the normal beignets. But literally, even on the way in tonight, man, we didn't come here for the beignets. We came here, obviously, for our tree video. But outside, Catherine sort of, oh, you're here for the beignets? Inside to the left, like we don't already know. 1 and 2, that's just the expectation. People come here for the beignets. You could solve that problem very, very easily if you just put proper beignets in a proper Magic Kingdom booth. Just saying, not telling you to do your job or run your company, but I sort of am. It's good chocolate sauce. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 claws. More vegan sauces. Now, it's time for vegan holiday seasonal beignets. You're almost there. Almost there. I don't know how well this shows on camera, but I got the regular beignets with the regular chocolate sauce. If you put the vegan chocolate sauce and the regular side by side, you can tell. I don't know if it shows up on camera, but that's dark, vegan, not vegan. Darkest Night, like Wesley Snipes black. This is more like Martin Lawrence black, you know? Like Will Smith black. Either way, give it a dunk. Honestly, given your tolerance for sweet or like milk chocolate, as far as the flavor, I would honestly take that in some cases over some of the other beignets. You already get a lot of chocolate sauce in a lot of the seasonal beignets, and I don't always want to double down with double chocolate, at least double sweet chocolate, but if I get dark chocolate with like, even say like the Haunted Mansion beignets, that sounds like a pretty sweet deal. More vegan sauces. The chocolate sauce is still as good as ever. Port Orleans beignets are still top tier. Come here and skip those lazy ones in Magic Kingdom. 4.5 out of 5 claws.
If French Quarter is given the Bayou, then Riverside is definitely given, well, Bayou but swampy.
I think it's more of like the plantation.
It's definitely a more subtle sort of design, but I think it goes very well with Riverside and like the steamboat sort of design of this resort.
I guess. I don't know. I like French Quarter a little bit more. It has a little more pizzazz, I think, than Riverside.
Well, this is given more like the country and less city like French Quarter gives. Race at the Saratoga Springs Resort. Horses of Horses.
Now, this one also used to have a really large tree that was matching with all of the other ones, but they switched it out when they refurbished the lobby for the smaller trees that are a little less themed.
Yeah. They sort of like split all the decorations that used to be on the main tree and sort of like spread them out. So like the theme is kind of hard to figure out unless you like really give it a holistic look.
And these red ones is what the original tree used to be.
Used to be like all about horses and championships, basically.
Now we're at Disney Springs, our final tree.
With its own unique tree crawl and central tree, like this tree crawl has something for everybody.
Happy holidays to the entire community, you and yours, from me, us and ours, because you include ours. We just wanted to show you guys and share with you guys all the holidays across Walt Disney World. Wishing you a Merry Christmas, Chanukah, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, Festivus, any one of those. All that matters is that you're safe, happy, and together with whoever matters to you. And if you don't have anybody, we're now your somebody. Mm-hmm. If you guys like things like this, or you just need some community for the holidays, hang out with each other in the comments. We do this every year just for us, and we just like to share it with you guys. So as always, if there's anything you'd like to see, the comments will be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
And we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video, and have a happy holiday.
And a happy new year. Get your heard the girl.
Santa Claus comes to town. Ho, ho, ho. You got Santa.